Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another full body workout. And you know what? I have some good news. I was able to do some very light front squats today with no pain. So I think what we need to do here, I've been doing some real light core work, some light rehab work and everything for my spinal erectors, definitely a pulled erector going on. And so what I did is that I found my position and depth on front squats to where I'm not feeling any pain in my lower back. So what I'm going to do here is just do these light, basically a squat deload, and I'm going to build my front squat up from here. I'm doing a lot of focus on bracing my core tight, only going as low as I can while maintaining proper pelvic tilt, and I'm just going to build it back up from here. Fortunately, because I was able to squat 485 on a back squat multiple days in a row earlier this year, we know the squat strength is there, the muscle memory is there, so I'll be able to rebuild any muscle I think that I've lost through this cut or any detraining happening a little bit pretty easy. I think I'll be able to regain all that size off the front squat if I need to. And while I'm cutting, because you know we've talked about the front squat being easier on axial loading, I might need to do this for a little while. Again, just because what essentially happened with my lower back, it's not even about my technique as it is just flat out overreaching, excessive workload, not recovering, not deloading, and not wanting to deload because I've been cutting, right? I really probably should have taken a deload and I didn't. And accordingly, that's what happened. That's what a lot of the data out there is showing. It's not even bad form on things that causes a lot of injuries. It really is just too much workload, under recovery. That's one of the biggest factors on your big movements. And so I'm just going to rebuild it up slowly, start with a nice deload, get to where I can do these pain-free, because my back was really tender. It was really tender and a little crampy this morning. But I found the exact position, and if I braced my core perfectly, you know, turned my knees a certain direction to where I could come down with no pain at all. So I did an easy 3x5 with a really light weight, and I'm building it from there. And my overhead pressing, it didn't bother it at all, so that's good. Same thing I got on the bench press today, a little bit of arching, there was no pain. So the compressive stress was fine. It's just when we put shear on the back, it's a little bit of an issue with those erectors. So I think we're going to be good there. I'm just going to rehab it. I'm going to be doing just real light core work, real light erector work, just bracing and not removing load from it. The main thing is still getting under a barbell, and I'm going to do it with the front squat. But what you do not want to do, and this is what every expert I know who lifts, who's got an MD and everything else says, do not stop training. Do not remove all the tension off of your back when it's hurting. That will exacerbate. Sorry, people are going to nail me for my pronunciation. Exacerbate the problem. So I'm going to build it up from there, and I think front squats will be fine for now. I'll just get real strong on the front squat. You know, we'll get to where we're repping some serious weight on the front squat. And I've done that before. I've taken breaks from back squatting and front squatted before and came right back and been able to hit really heavy back squats. So again, I'll do that, and then I'll work deadlifting back in. And I think because of just the extra rounding with the possible lower back, I may cut deficit deadlifts out and just go to just straight conventional beltless hook grip deadlift, you know, and just work with what I've got. I might as well, you know, just do regular what I would do with competition style. And I'm not going to worry about any of that for now. And I think just going to rebuild that. And I really want to put the heavy focus on the press right now. I feel like the press is really an exercise I want to progress on, particularly on this cut. Even though I'm a strength athlete, we all know aesthetics matter on YouTube, and we know the press is a good aesthetic lift. And no, I don't have those god tier aesthetics you guys are genetics for it that you guys are used to seeing on YouTube, and that's fine. I'm not going to trend it up, and that's okay, because this is really the everyday man's channel. It really is. This is for those of you who are genetically average in whatever way. Maybe we all have a few gifts here or there, like my calves, for example. I don't train my calves. You know, and showing just general strength training, you know, which you can do, you know, in middle-aged guys. And I'll continue to look better. I mean, people noticed in that shirtless photo, like, okay, this is the best you've ever looked. I had another YouTuber look at it. Pretty good sized YouTuber saw that, and he said, actually, dude, that's the best I think you've ever looked ever. And he's like, keep going. It's like, yeah, I'm going to keep going. Keep this gut going, man. I got a DEXA scan coming up again next month. And we're going to definitely publish that one, you know, whether I lose muscle or not. And that's fine. If my legs have detrained a little this last week or so, and we'll see how that continues, I'll deal with it, you know. But we need that body fat to keep coming down. And like I said, I can always regain muscle loss. I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm not even cutting slow at this point. You know, I'm not even cutting slow. I'm hoping we'll hit 200 by the end of the year. You know, the original goal was 205. I'm going to track to under 200. Or hit 200. I mean, if I can do it, I can do it. You know, we got the holidays coming, but I'm not going to pig out. I've already limited it. I've already decided Thanksgiving, I am not having more than one slice of pecan pie. That's my cutoff, you know, and I'm going to do fasting tomorrow morning. So it's going to be all good. Pull-ups went pretty good. Pull-ups went real good, actually. Yeah, I ended up only doing 4 exercises today, and one of them was a deload. But I mean, I went pretty hard on my other 3, primarily upper body lifts. Do we want to count the press as a pure upper body? There is some lower body involvement. But yeah, they went good. I mean, I got all my desired reps on the closed grip bench. Same thing on the pull-up. I think, though, I struggled a little bit with this last one, man. This last one was tough, but that's good. I mean, if my planned reps and sets, my very last set, if my last rep is really, really hard and I know that I can't do another rep after that, like there's no way possible, then we've got the exact right weight picked, don't we? Right? Because that means that we know that we got maximum growth stimulation out of that last set. And that's what we need. That's what we need, even when cutting. And you've got to remember that, guys. People get too focused on, oh, how many calories am I burning when I'm cutting? Don't worry about that silly shit. Don't worry about fat burning training. Let your diet burn the body fat. Increase your protein and reduce your calories, okay? Eat higher satiety foods. Bring the carbs and fat down a little bit, all right? Increase your protein. Your goal in the gym is to build muscle. Your goal in the gym is to build muscle. I don't give a shit whether you're bulking or cutting or peaking for a powerlifting meet. You are lifting weights for the purpose of building muscle. Even when you're trying to peak strength, you're trying to build muscle. Train to build muscle. Train for performance. You're not in here to burn fat. The more muscle you hold on to, the better you're going to burn fat. Let your caloric deficit, let the thermic effect of the higher protein diet. All right, that's where you burn your fat. Pressing went good today. What we get last time on the 5x5, I only got 4 on the last set. I grabbed the same weight today because, again, we're rebuilding strength on this. This is muscle memory, right? Because you got to see me press 227.5 for a single. We're rebuilding this. I want to get this up to 185 for 5 sets of 5. That's my goal. Now, that's a little ways off. We'll see. And I want to eventually get back to a 225 strict press while weighing under 200 pounds. I think that's a worthy goal. That's a worthy goal, especially at my age. Like, I'll be happy as hell with that. I don't think anybody could mock that. Guy in his 40s who's under 200 who can press 225 with a pause, yeah, that'd be fine. So I got the 5x5. I got the 5x5. Then I decided, you know what, I want to specialize in this lift. So I did a back off set and I dropped down to 135 and did an AMRAP after my 5x5. And I think I failed on the 8th rep. I lost count. I think it was rep 8. I couldn't lock it. I'm like, I'm done. But we know that we got everything we could out of this lift. We did more volume on this lift than any other lift already. And then we did an AMRAP set and took it to failure. That's it. There's nothing left in the tank. We stimulated maximum growth with this lift for today. And that's what we want. You know, that's what we want. Try to stimulate some muscle growth while you're cutting. Because you're going to lose a little bit of muscle cutting, guys. You have to accept that. Anyone who tells you otherwise is so full of shit. That if you're doing anything but an ultra slow cut and someone tells you, oh yeah, you're going to gain muscle, if you're not a novice or you're not blasting trend or at least stacking growth with your test, and I'm not doing either one of those, you're going to lose some muscle. But the more muscle growth you can stimulate, the less muscle you're going to lose. And the less muscle you lose on the same calories, the more fat you're going to lose. It's pretty straightforward. So that's what we're doing here. These weak points, the areas I want to work on, I'm going to come in and push them to those limits. And if I can gain performance, I'll gain performance. But the beauty of this is that I walk out of this without any sharp pains in my back. So we progressed good on some lifts. We were real strong on these other lifts without dealing with that pain. And I found just that sweet spot on the front squat so that I can start loading it while I rehab that muscle pull and keep moving forward. You work around these things. You have to learn how to work around these things. But yeah, this AMREP, I mean, I knocked out all that I could get. That was that was the limit. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.